Hello, hello, and welcome. Welcome once again to the show that's all about soul. Soul-issues. That means soul music, soul food, soul clothes, and most definitely soul attitude. I'm the host with the most, Reggie Saunders, and today we're going to take a journey back into the realm of the music that makes the people on the dance floor move. We're talking DJ. And we're talking one of the hottest DJs in Switzerland and abroad. He's that DJ that's bubbling on the underground, but you may not even know him, but you definitely felt his music, absolutely. Coming all the way from the land of love, Paris. That's right, we're gonna talk about that in a minute too. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, my friend and soon to be yours, Pascal, I'll say it in a minute, but Pascal, aka DJ Rocksteady. Pascal!
Nice, nice.
How you feeling, my friend?
I'm good. Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah, so hey, thanks for accepting it, man. Thanks for accepting it. I mean, hey, I only want people on the show that can bring something of substance, and I felt that you could definitely bring something that the people can feed off of.
Okay, I appreciate. Nice. we do our best.
Hey, that's all we can ask for. That's all we can ask for. Beautiful. So, so tell me what's how you been living? Let's start there. How you been dealing in the age of COVID-19? What's happening?
Me, I'm kind of flexible.
Okay.
And I was traveling a lot. I'm from Paris.
Right.
And I went to Germany. So I was in London.
Right.
In Switzerland. So changes is something, it's a part of life. So with COVID-19, for me, it was like, I just enjoy the different time. So I could focus on different things.
Absolutely.
So I could concentrate on my music a little bit more.
Right.
I could do my study a little bit more, more reading, to do my sports, to connect with some people, maybe more, to chat with some people in a different way. So I just try to do the best of the situation.
Right. So COVID-19 didn't stop your flow.
No.
You were as a DJ you could switch it, right? You could switch it.
You always adapt to the crowd.
There you go. Absolutely.
So I just adapt to the situation. And it was also I love this kind of things. Also make life what it is, because you can. It's a different situation. Something like this we never seen before, and then it's really nice to adapt, to learn new things, to see how the whole world was reacting to it, and also it's the whole question about how it's going to be in the future. So yeah, also for me, I had a good time. I could learn a lot about myself and about the world.
Beautiful, great attitude, attitude, and I think more people should have that type of attitude. If you have that type of attitude, it won't be how can I say? It won't be something like, oh my God, COVID-19. What am I gonna do? No. Okay, COVID-19, let's flip the script.
Exactly. Flip the script.
Flip the script, you can use that if you want. But you can use that if you want.
Yeah. Think about that next time I have a mic.
Yo, man, we're going to flip the script, we're going to flip the script.
I hope you're ready.
So, let's start where I guess it all started, in Paris. Right. Did your DJ career start in Paris? Or did it blossom when you moved to...
No.
Where did you move to after Paris? We're going to go back to Paris, but where did you move to after Paris?
After Paris, at first I was making some traveling in Switzerland first. Because I wanted to travel a little bit, and one friend invited me here. So I came, but I didn't stay here. So I was just coming back and forth from Paris to Switzerland. After I went to England, London for a time. Then you could find me in Germany, South Germany, and then finally I decided to stay here. Because I met some good people around, and I thought, before I go somewhere else, I will just see what is to discover here. Because the first thing with traveling, I always think, people are the same in Europe, for example. And first thing I realized that how Swiss people are different than French people, for example.
Right.
And I didn't know nothing about the German world.
Gotcha.
I would call it like this. And for me, it was really interesting to see how those people are reacting, doing, For me, also be mixed blood.
Right.
So culture and people always interested me to see how they act, how they behave in everyday life.
Absolutely.
So I decided one long time ago to stay in Switzerland.
Cool,
Yes.
cool. Now let's go back to Paris. Is that where where you got the itch to like, or take me there?
Yeah, it was hip hop. Hip hop in the 90s.
And who introduced you? How did that happen? How were you introduced to hip hop, which is a derivative of soul?
Yes.
So go ahead.
Anyway, yes. For me, it was like it was a movement, and even when you are a young boy, as a young person in Paris, in the suburb of Paris, you always have this problems with the police, for example, with the institutions.
Okay.
Your situation as a black person in a white country, let's say it like this.
Right.
You see, then you hear some black people in America are talking about these kind of things.
Exactly.
And even you didn't know them, you just felt from the beginning, okay, this is something for me.
Okay.
If there is something there, I want to know more about it. It will support me in what I'm doing every day. And I think is when you search for your identity as a young person, you try connection, look for connections.
Absolutely.
And then hip hop was like the things it just felt so natural to be a part of it. And then in France back then it was still cultural. That means you had the dancer, the guy maybe painting graffitis. You had the MC, the DJ, and so I just knew I have to be a part of it.
You gravitated towards.
Yeah, exactly. Some friends of me was freestyling everywhere, so rapping. So I learned also how to rap back then.
Okay.
From people. So some friends coming back from New York.
Okay.
Back then, and freestyling everywhere, and was like, okay, I also want to do these kind of things.
Cool.
And me, I remember I was dancing a lot, with my brothers. And from dancing, I remember it was one friend of mine, he was dancing and he beat me on a kind of battle.
Gotcha.
And I was like, where did you learn those moves? And he was like, it was a party in the night, in this place. And so me, I was like, shit, my father would never let me go in the night to go and learn some new moves. Back then it was really too underground, so I knew, I have to do something where I can do my things at home, when I'm, to be the best as I can. And then it was the idea of being a DJ.
Right.
So.
Excuse me. So, so now what was the first thing that you were attracted to? Was it dancing, rapping, or DJing? I guess DJ came later.
Or did it
all come around the same time?
Yeah, dancing was the first thing, for sure. I always loved to dance, so I was dancing all the time. I had one brother from my cousin came from Africa. When I was, I was 7, 8 years old.
Right.
And from Africa, I was dancing a lot. He was a big fan of Michael Jackson.
So
back then we call it Smurf. I don't know if you remember.
I've heard of it.
So he was doing this kind of thing.
Right, exactly. Right.
And I thought, I also want to do this kind of things. How you do that? So it was Smurfing, doing the robots, all these kind of things, So dancing was really the first thing I really loved to do and I began to do. But yes, as I said, it was also hard to find the move. Back then it was like, I didn't have connection with internet. I don't even know we had internet at home.
Right.
So I remember looking TV, trying to catch a move, maybe a dancer on the background of the singer and try to see how it's moving.
Some shows or something Exactly.
But it was really hard to get those moves. It was not like today, YouTube, you can just type and you get what you want. So things I also did naturally when I had my first radio.
Right.
It was to make my own tapes. So
So
I listened to the radio and then record songs, from the radio and record my voice. So if it was like saying something I want to say, like what you are doing now, I was also doing interviews with my family members. I was doing some little rapping on it, doing some skits, and record songs from the radio. I remember I was staying the whole night up to catch the good songs. And I had my own tapes like this, and I could give to my friends or to my family members.
So you already back then had the concept.
Exactly, of mix.
Check that out.
Even before I even knew that somebody can make mixtapes.
Exactly, right.
But I was doing my own radio show in a way, and I remember Sundays with the family. I was 12 or something. They used to listen to that, you know.
Right.
And, yeah. So,
wow, that's cool. That's cool. So then, after that, did you? Okay, you mentioned a little bit about battles. So was it the battle dancing, and did you ever do like what do they call it, rap battle?
Rap battle, no, it was more dancing battles, but it was really street things, you know. I remember just in front of my house, guys were meeting each other and begin to dance a little bit. When everywhere we was going, you know, there is music, you always try to convince the DJ to play some hip-hop, something that sounds like hip-hop. Maybe it's not straight hip-hop, but that you can. I remember with my brother, we had kind of own moves and show. You know, I remember he was jumping, me I was going down. You know, we were really like, Keenan play, remember Keenan play?
Sure, absolutely.
So this kind of, he was really dancing together with my brother to.
Cool. You had like the, did you have the feet click?
Exactly.
The click and then.
Exactly. You turn around.
Exactly.
I was going down, make a, you know, like, I don't know what you call it, you know, like spagat, something like this. And my brother was jumping over me.
Right.
Like a kung fu move. So it was really like nice and creative for young guys.
Exactly.
And so we was dancing everywhere we could, you see. And it was this kind of battle when somebody said, Elvis, you know Elvis. Okay, who's Elvis? Yeah, he's dancing really good. You know, we should meet him. So I'm not sure he's good. I don't think he's dancing better than me. And then you finally you meet Elvis, and then you begin to dance with him.
Cool.
And these kind of things.
And with these people, was it like? I'll put it like this. You know, in some situations, the ego can jump up.
Sure.
But my question is, did you actually ultimately become friends with these people because you guys had something in common? Was it more like that, or was it more like, yo, hey, this is my territory, don't even step?
But this was also nice with, I think something I really appreciated with hip hop. Back then you could have this kind of ego trip battle with somebody, but still somehow kind of respect.
Right.
It's like when
this is what I'm saying.
When you are boxing,
exactly.
You know, you are sparring with somebody.
Right.
You are sparring really hard.
Right.
Hitting somebody hard, but in the same time you have a lot of respect for the person because you just know it's a part of it. And this is what also I think hip hop teaches to a lot of people, even still until now, that you can have a battle with somebody, try to be the best you can,
absolutely,
to beat the person as much as you can, but still be friends with the person and have kind of respect for the person.
And you know what's interesting about that? Yeah. That I'm out, you know, trying to be one of the people that's looking in to this, and they see all of this intense energy, and then at the end they see the guys shake hands.
Yeah.
Yo, man, hey, yo, that was cool.
Exactly.
What you doing next week, man? Let's do it again. Wait a minute, but they were just like, what? It's like, what? But they can't understand the dichotomy, you know, the difference, you know, between that, you know. But that's, even though intense energy like that can bring you even closer quicker because you have something in common and you understand each other and you know that, hey, he's here or I'm here or maybe we're here. Let's keep going up. You know, let's keep, you know, instead of like, you know, that. And this type of thing here, what I found, it doesn't last anyway. First, it's not attractive, and the people can see it. The people can see when you're like, if you go up and you're angry, say you have a battle with somebody, and you go up with this angry attitude, and you start like this and that,
here we go,
throwing chairs or throwing whatever. Boo! Get him off the stage. Boo! No matter how good he might be, you know. But if you have that strong energy at the same time along with respect, bravo, that's the guy we want, you know.
Yeah, here we go. This is also what you said is really interesting. I compare it with boxing.
Right.
You see, because you always, when you are boxing with somebody, you always have to keep your your emotions together.
There you go.
If you use low self, you get angry, so the opponent can use that against you.
There you go. Absolutely.
So, and it's also something, this folk when people meet each other, how black people we like to meet.
Absolutely,
and we
right.
discuss with
and
each
some
other.
people don't. It's like, do you know that guy? No.
Exactly. You can discuss, but sometimes if there is a situation, we'll meet each other. We can do music together, but we can just speak, and we speak, and maybe we will make joke about the other one. But if you get angry, they will do even more joke about you.
Right.
Because it's like you are losing your middle, and
there you go.
You lose it, and then it will be really kind of hard time for you.
Right.
And I remember these kind of things we also used to do when we was going from my place to Paris back then.
Okay.
We like to joke with each other to make each other finish, and to finish each other, like, okay. It was really like it's kind of intelligent way to see somebody.
Absolutely.
You make joke about him, then he reply to you, kind of battle just with talking. Huh?
Absolutely.
I think this is the way even hip hop began. It was something maybe people was doing also in the slaves was maybe doing so back then in America.
Could have been.
They met each other and speak with each other like this.
It grew out of the root of something, and if you think about it, though, if you want to go there. A lot of the hip-hop artists, the way that they deliver and the lyrics that they write, a lot of it comes out of hard times. Either depression, either this or that or whatever. It comes out of some painful thing, but they're able to pull the good juice out of that pain and make it palatable for people. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Then you are speaking about, now it will be another thing. It's like this, first what I was talking about was this dynamic we have like black people when we meet each other, we sit with each other, and sometimes even with your sister or with your aunt, with your mother, and you just sit there, and how this dynamic we have, we can make joke about each other, talk about some things like back and forth, something so beautiful, you can just sit there and listen to them, and have a good time, like entertainment.
Exactly.
And this is what we have already, and we make joke to each other to make each other strong.
Right.
It's a typical black thing. Okay. And then you have the other part, how we can make from something negative, something positive.
Right.
And this is also a big part in hip hop.
Right.
How we could, from a negative situation, we could find a way to make it to make it in a positive way, to go inside.
Right.
To go inside, if you speak about soul, to go inside yourself and then to express it. And it will be for you in this moment a way to heal yourself. This kind of thing. And this is another point really important. I took, if you want to speak about my story from hip hop, how to do the positive from any kind of negative situations. I came here in Zurich first as a DJ. Nobody was really supporting me. It's already there are things going, and I can understand everybody do his thing. So I came here, nobody give me the hand and say, you are welcome. Here's a place for you. But from this negativity, I could do something positive because it gave me like motivation to do what I have to do.
Absolutely. And you took it as a challenge, to move on. Let's go to a couple of questions here. Here we go. Did you street dance in France?
Yes. But as I said, I was really young. I was like 10, 12, something like this, and it was in the street. I remember.
Did you street dance? Actually, did you know what you were doing, or you were just like, woo, woo? Or did you have?
No.
You had some like.
No. We move, as I said.
You had
but things from black people's dancing is a culture.
Exactly.
So you will not come and do something like this. Nobody will take you serious. You feel ashamed, and really quick you will go home and you will never do it again.
This is true.
So you have to be. You have to bring something on the table.
You got to be on point.
Even you are 10, even you are 12.
Right.
And I grew up with African people, Arab people in Paris.
Right.
And I remember it was like big buildings everywhere, and then we all children meet downstairs to play basketball, ping pong, different things.
Kind of like a YMCA or something, or you probably don't know YMCA. You know the song YMCA,
yeah, exactly, yes.
But you know what that is?
Don't make me afraid. What you want to say?
YMCA it's kind of a cultural building where all of the young people meet and play basketball. cards.
Exactly, yes. This kind of, exactly.
So it's a similar
And
thing.
I remember when I was a kid, I go down to the streets and we met people and we begin to do our things and people came, and if it was dancing, it was a time dancing were even like more trend, and then people was always coming more, and if you're living in the quartier, maybe you would go in another place to meet different people and to see what they are doing there.
Right.
And sometimes they come and visit you, and sometimes the battle will just begin when you are dancing something and one guy come and say, you don't know how to do it. We our people.
Right.
I know one guy is doing better. Okay, he can come when he wants, and then maybe one time he will come and you will do this kind of battle. So yes, street dance, but I didn't do it with 16, 17, like professionally, or like it was really when I was really young, 10 to 12, until I decided to switch.
Did you ever get into
like
talent shows or anything like that?
No,
or that was not even.
I think it was back then in France. It was not so.
Wasn't so popular at that time.
At that time, no.
Even
right now for the dancers, this talent show is coming.
You're right. You don't see much of that.
But I think
it's
not
more
enough.
Singing or playing.
Exactly.
Or whatever like that. Yeah, the dance group. There are some. There used to be a show actually, not too long. I don't know, 7 years ago, or whatever, and it was kind of a derivative from. Americans Got Talent and this and that, and it was called the Dance Troupe something whatever, and it was all about dancers from all over the world.
Nice.
So they had some to that. Let's go to the next question here. How should DJs use social media? Can you talk about that? How do you use social media? How do you use it in the sense of, is it a part of your preparation in the sense, do you, shows that you do, I guess, you advertise them in a way. How do you advertise? How do you get the people to know about DJ Rocksteady? What's happening?
For myself, to answer the question, it depends what you want. What are your goals?
Okay.
For me as a DJ, I know I use that because I'm a local DJ and I concentrate here. Because first time I went in Zurich, I was not happy. Or the parties I saw was not the kind of party I wanted.
Okay.
So I wanted to have a different kind of party. For example, in Paris, we are dancing a lot.
Right.
I see that less in Zurich. So I was looking for a party when people are more dancing.
Gotcha.
Where the culture, the black culture, is also represented.
Right.
So where also black people are welcome.
Right.
Where we can play from the music history, a little bit of everything.
Absolutely.
And people can rely to, in my time, or even I know a lot of people, most of black people, if you're interested for the black music, you also have interest for what happened before.
Right.
You see, 80s, 90s, 2000, 2010, and also for what happened right now.
Absolutely.
So, and this is the way I know how we do party. It's like black music history, it's like a culture thing.
Right.
So first when I came here, it was like, okay, I will concentrate here because I see a lot of work here. So I forgot about for example, the idea of an international career, because I saw I cannot do both. Okay, so the way I use social media is really to connect with people around, people I know here, so in the local way. I don't try to get as much as possible followers, for example. What I want to make sure is that the people I have, the people I'm connected to, okay, that we know each other. So I work really on the quality, because when I make a move, when I have a new concept and move, I want people move.
Absolutely.
It have to be concrete. I know people with 20, 30, 50,000 people on social media, but I don't know how many followers. But when it's come to make a party, they come alone and they cannot move people.
Exactly.
So,
right. Exactly.
And me, I don't have so much followers, but when I do something, people are following through because they know what I'm doing and I know them.
Absolutely.
I respect them. I give them. I try to work together with them, and this connection with the people here in Zurich, people love music and love what I do. This connection really helped me through. So I use those social media to get in touch with those people directly.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's more of a personal relationship.
Exactly.
In that way, and I've noticed when you're, because I've been to a few of your shows, As a matter of fact, we have a history together. We have a history together that maybe some people don't know about. Hard One.
Yes, true.
You remember Hard One, right? So it was
true.
Before it changed management, like a lot of these places changed management. I was the, just for those of you out there that would like to know, I was a dancer / MC / entertainer, and maybe a few other slashes too, but we won't get into that. So I was doing, and I was dancing on these, what was it? These 2 or 3 lit boxes, you know, the stage.
From the club, you mean?
From the Hard One.
From the Hard One, yes.
Right, remember?
True.
Remember?
Exactly.
Remember?
With the light.
Right, it was lit up, and so I'm dancing, right? And you in the back, you playing, scratching, and hey, we did this from what? I don't know what time you guys started, but I got there. You got there before I did. But I was there like from what, 11:30 to 4:30 in the morning, and I can't even remember taking a break. They said I took a break, but it's like even my breaks I'm still on. You know, and so what I want to say, what I want to ask you with that is, when you're DJing, what is your focus with the audience? What is your approach? What is your hope? What are you trying to reach? How are you trying to reach your audience? What do you want to give them?
It's nice. It's nice because you're somehow. One time you have to know what you do, you have to find your direction. And for me it is that I always try to catch this vibe. Many DJs know that when you really get in touch with people, it's like something magical. You are there doing your thing, and suddenly you meet each other. You see, and this is what I always look for, a place where I can meet people. Absolutely. It was really, I remember, because in Paris we know that it's really a vibe. You are surfing on a vibe. But you cannot, the problem is you cannot force people to go to this vibe. It's really to you, it's like music, you know. When you play, I realize, because you are a musician, so you know what I'm talking about.
Right.
If you and me, we sit in the studio, it's not like something coming from you, but there's something coming from me. It's like we go in a place, and in this place is already everything there. And then we bring things from there. I call it inspiration.
Absolutely.
And I realize from making music, many times, I go there and the guy next to me, I also get that, you know. So for me, it's a proof that we go in a place because how come this person also get the same thing like me in the same moment? You see, so it's not coming from me.
Absolutely.
So there is a place where everybody can go.
Right.
But you have to want it.
You have to be open to it.
You have to be open to it.
Absolutely.
So
1000%.
And that's why the whole time is like to prepare people to go to this place. So trying to work with their ego, trying to work with their thinking, and then that they forget about that. So I try to, I love to, in the beginning you are nice with them, give them what they want. And sometimes you like to surprise them for them to be confused, because they are confused. They will begin to think less. So you will like bring them somewhere else where they don't think you could go, and then you come back again where they think you could go, and then you play with them the whole time to help them to disconnect with the mind.
Gotcha.
For they can get more in touch with the heart.
Beautiful.
So all the time back and forth, going away, coming back, going away, coming back, you know, to try to push them.
Right.
And someone, if you are lucky, you know, they will follow through, and then you are on this vibe, they are on this vibe, and then we're having a party.
Cool. I love it, man. I love it. I mean, I take that same approach when I'm doing shows. You know, it's like that. I just came up with it right now. It's like a spiritual roller coaster ride.
Exactly. Yes.
You know,
can call it like this.
And
yes.
it's like, you know, the more you surrender to it, the more fun you're gonna have.
And it's really hard for a lot of people. Black people know that this is a culture thing. You know, when you listen to music, you have to let it be.
You gotta let it. You gotta just.
But in Europe, it's something different. So if you are more European people, most of the time, if they are not is if they don't know that,
Right.
if they are themselves not making music, it could be hard for them. They come with their thinking they come from work. They are like
Exactly.
they're thinking
absolutely.
logical thing, and they come to you and they say with the head, I would love to have this, I would like to have that.
Like you're a jukebox.
Yeah.
Can I have 22.5, please?
Yeah.
You know.
And you make it, sometimes it's strange because when sometimes you get this vibe and okay, we are there.
Right.
So there's nothing anymore to ask.
Right.
You are there.
There you go.
You got the vibe. Everybody feel it.
There you go.
And then those people cannot let it be. They will come to you exactly in this moment. Can you play this?
Yeah, right.
Can you play that? Because the moment is like the head is saying, bring me back to something I know.
Uh-huh.
I don't know this. I feel the vibe. It's beautiful, but I'm lost. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
So the mind don't like to be in this place where you don't know.
Uh-huh.
See, we don't know. And that's why when you catch a vibe, some people come still to you, still want to think, still want to have a concept, still want to be sure, okay, they know where they are. It is a hip-hop party, it is an Afrobeat party, it is a reggae party. I'm confused now. But that is the name of the game.
But you know what I think about that? I think people, it's human nature to want to feel comfortable, to want to kind of know where you're headed, to kind of want to, you feel more secure if I can maybe peep around the corner and see what's there before I go over there, But to me, when you think that way and when you act that way, I've always thought you're cutting yourself short. You're cutting yourself out of a whole bunch of growth, a whole bunch of realizing your connection to the beauty of what is waiting for you. You're cutting out the adventure. You're cutting all of that out because you're afraid of what's around. If people only knew how to just, okay, I trust. It's all about trust. I trust the DJ. All right. Rocksteady is playing here tonight. Oh, I know Rocksteady. Oh, I've heard of Rocksteady. Oh, I did some research on Rocksteady. I'm ready to go out and have a great time. I don't need to ask nothing. I just need to surrender and just embrace. That's so much, that approach is so much more fulfilling than, I don't know. But you find, going back to what you were saying before, excuse me, you find that people, if we're talking about Europeans, and then we're going to go to the focus artists, Europeans in general, you find that the ones that have actually gone out and experienced other cultures and they bring it back to Switzerland, you kind of find them, these are the ones that are a bit more receptive to what we're talking about. Because in the land of the European land, it is more like what you were saying. It's focus, it's like, J-O-B, home, J-O-B, bank, car, beautiful wife, handsome man, kids, and then I'm gone after all of that. That's success, that's happiness, I guess that's happiness.
I guess you say that.
So basically they weren't raised in that way. And all of those things I just said, there's nothing wrong with those things at all. Hey, I want those things. That's beautiful. That's great. But it's not the whole story. It's not even the root of the whole story. That's the surface. That's the benefit from the root. Am I making sense?
To make sense. You have those things I know because it's what I'm living. You see, this is my words. And to say that, for sure, if you come from another place, to answer your question, if you come from another place, you will have to open up, otherwise you will not make a connection. I came from Paris. I have my own reality, I had my own definition of hip-hop and soul. When I came here and I met people had another definition of hip-hop and soul. And then if I wanted to connect with them, I had to, because I was a foreigner, I had to open myself to their world.
Absolutely.
And because I did that, they welcomed me. You know, if I didn't do that, it would never be this connection.
You would have been isolated, kind of like on an island, you know.
So when you are alone, otherwise you are really like hard-headed, and you just don't care and say, okay, my way is the best way. Otherwise you just make a little bit sense, okay, I'm the only one here thinking like this. So even I know in Paris, everybody's thinking like me. But now I'm alone, and then there's a whole world going on with people, children, ladies, dogs, the whole reality here, where people think different. So if you are a little bit humble, nothing big, you just try to open up. And if to open up, you have to come to the essence of what music is, of what soul is, of what hip hop is, of what you are. And so most of foreigners, when they really find a way to connect with people, they had to connect with the essence of things. And this is what I did, and then I did. And most of people here, I think, have success in a foreign country. Our people did this work. It's really something really important too. So yeah.
Let me ask you this though, real quick, about when you're on the stage and you're DJing, you're doing your thing, and you're focusing on all of these things that you just said. You know, that you're the people, give them what they want, then you flip it, you flip the script a little bit. Can you explain to the audience, the 50 million that's watching?
You have to give my secrets. 50 million people are watching.
Can you explain to the audience, while doing all of those things and checking out all these things, where are you in this sense? How are you able to stay centered? You understand what I'm saying? Stay centered, and not only stay centered, but also have fun. How does all of that not be what people think of as a job? You know, when you say job, it's like, oh, gotta go to work. But it's like, yo, wow, woo! Inside, you're dancing with the people. Is what I want to say. Am I right, or how do you look at it?
Yes. Often for me, I'm kind of special in the way that I love to work. So when I'm working, I'm happy. So
you love the grind.
I love anyway. You know, I'm there. I'm really like, back then when we were young, I remember we go with some friends to parties somewhere we wasn't even invited. But we just go there.
You just and crash the party.
My job was always my friend go there and maybe to take some alcohol. The one go to a girl he wanted to speak with. The other one go there. Everybody had his way, and we knew my job is to go to the music place, to the music, and to change the music, to put our music in this party. We take over, and my job was always that. So where everybody was looking for fun, me I had the job. And I was really happy to do that. So I sit there, I get in touch with the DJ, and then slowly I tell him, okay, can we play this one? You know, I look at the CDs he had, okay, can we play this one? Until someone, my friends were like, okay, when I had success with that, they just, okay, they hear our music and we have a party. We took over. So just to say, me, I like to work. That's why when I'm there, I'm really serious on it. And I have fun. I have really a lot of fun from making people happy. When I'm looking, and this is also my life. When I sit there, I always try to catch a vibe as a musician. So it's also a job when you are there sitting in the studio and you are writing lyrics. You try to get you are concentrate. It's like you have a mission. Is that the job? I don't know, but you have a mission. You want to do that. And in this moment when I'm on stage, I want to get this vibe, and I'm like a junkie. You know, I'm a feeling junkie, and I want to get this vibe, so I'm like, no joke.
There you go.
So, and I'm looking for it, and I'm open with everything, because the ladies, my friends, the alcohol, the whole party vibe is something can help you to disconnect and to get to this place. So I'm open to that. I'm having a party, but I'm focused because I really know, hey, I want to get this vibe.
Right.
So sometimes
and
you
you
see me
don't
on
allow
stage.
anything to distract you.
And sometimes you see me doing some strange faces, like
Right.
I'm losing it, and I don't want to lose it, you know, like so. These kind of things. I'm really into my thing from the beginning to the end. This is me. I cannot put the track without being straight. Okay, how I can get this vibe? How I can get in touch with the people?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's cool. So check it out.
Nice.
Every show, I have a focus artist.
Yes. We spoke about it.
Should we talk about this guy? This group?
My man. History.
You're talking about making a whole bunch of people move with soul inside, and you talk about creating music from pain.
Exactly.
I call it bringing the pleasure out of pain. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we got to give it up. We got to give it up. I said we got to give it up for the one and only. I'm your mama, I'm your daddy. We're not going to finish that. But check it out. There he is. Curtis Mayfield. Curtis Mayfield is the focus artist of today. That's right. He's giving you so many hits that you thought he was Mike Tyson. He was giving you so many hits. But check it out. We're going to talk about Curtis Mayfield. And we're going to talk about, this is actually, if I'm not mistaken, when he was, I think he was starting his solo career.
Anywhere close to, yes.
Yeah.
Before he worked with the Impressions, yes.
Exactly. So tell me what you know about this man. Tell me how he influenced you. What's your story with him?
To be honest, it's not like I know much about him. It would be also to see the thing in a rational way. So I just know some of his music.
Okay.
Because it's a part of my history.
Gotcha.
See, so it's a feeling thing, and the more I understand, the more I grow, I see how it's like a circle. I begin with Curtis Mayfield, and somehow I finish with Curtis Mayfield. And now what is in front of me is something else, like going somewhere else. Because I was a child, you see, and my father had those helpies. Right. And me, we couldn't. It was not allowed to touch those helpies. Right. But as soon as he was out of the house, I remember I just go there and look all these helpies. And I remember every time when I saw a black face, I said, okay, this is nice. Right. This is nice. And
you wanted to explore.
I wanted to explore, to know more, because also the helpies of my mother. But those French music, I didn't care back then. I was like, no. I said, James Brown. I didn't know those names. I was in my 80s, 9 years old. Right. Curtis Mayfield, it was Isaac Hayes. Yeah. This kind of artists from back then, this soul artist. Marvin Gaye, of course. And Curtis Mayfield, I listened to all of them, but soul music, when you're a young kid from Paris, you don't know nothing about music. When you're a child, you listen music from the cartoon. You don't really know what is music. So it was not easy to get in touch with it. I just knew there is something for me there. I love the music system the sound system of my father. I love to be there inside, to press all the buttons, and those cable, red and white, it was for me like fascinating. And it was not allowed. I don't even know, sometimes he was thinking it's not working. I was repairing it quick and play some songs, and after I put it away again because that he don't know I was playing with it, you know. And listening to the first record, I didn't get in touch with them, but Curtis Mayfield, I remember when I listened first, Freddy's Days. Oh! It was like, for me, the sound was like, wow, this is it, you know, it was like...
Well, you're more, let me ask you this, and you can keep that thought. Are you a person that's more into the melody, the bass line, the this and that, or the lyrics? What attracts you first? second and third, and
yes, like a lot of French people, my English was not so good when I was young. I didn't speak English even when I was a big hip hop fan.
Right.
But so for me as a child, it was not even listening. The bass line, it was if you know this song, you know it's really important in this song.
There you go.
But I couldn't say what it is. It was more vibe.
Gotcha.
You know, I was getting with 9, 10, slowly in touch with hip hop. This was a cool thing back then. So all those hip hop beats, and when you listen Freddy's Dead, is also a slow tempo. You could make a hip hop beat out of it. And you have this ghetto touch. You know, you're in the streets.
Right.
So I love that ICIOUS. Also, I love that this ghetto funk from ICIOUS. So you're in the streets. So it's sometimes it's cool. You have this sensitivity when you listen to the high voice of Curtis Mayfield. But at the same time, it's crazy how you do that. High voice, but sometimes it's like the coolest one.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it's the coolest one. Even you have a high, like a lady voice.
Yeah.
He find a way to be cool on it. Like for me, this was the definition of. It's also what after I loved really with hip hop. Okay, you are down to earth, you are doing your things, you are quiet. Right. You know, and so sensitivity, the melodies, but most important, the bass line. You have to sound streets. And sometimes also, you have to feel there is something about it. And as I grew up now, I see, when I listen to the lyrics, also understand why I'm a big fan of Curtis Mayfield.
I went to a little footnote to London.
Yes.
Are you familiar with Salisbury Theatre? They have different shows there. Of course, London has a lot of Broadway shows, off-Broadway, Broadway shows. And it just so happened at this time, they were having the Motown Review show. So all of the Motown artists and everything, you know, Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, Smokey Robinson, of course Barry Gordy was the guy that, you know.
Motown, yes.
Right, Motown man. At one time I think it was he and his brother, but Barry Gordy is more known. And the cool thing about it was that not only did we hear the music, not only were they singing, playing, but the cool thing about it, what really captured me, was that you could actually, because it was a Broadway thing, they explained why Marvin Gaye wrote What's Going On.
Nice.
You know, why Stevie Wonder wrote Happy Birthday. You know, it was about Martin Luther King.
Exactly.
He wanted to get a Martin Luther King holiday.
Yeah, because of the situation in the States back then.
Absolutely. Marvin Gaye wrote What's Going On because of Vietnam.
Exactly, the war, exactly.
Exactly, you know. So I'm saying that to say, kind of going back to what we were talking about before, if you delve in deeper into music, research, you go deeper into it, you'll become more fulfilled. You'll have a much better, rounder understanding of what that music is about, why that person did that. And then because you will, you've gone deeper to the root of it, you're gonna enjoy it so much more. Instead of just, yeah, it's got a good beat, let me dance to it. There's so much more.
Because you understand why, but what I really love and appreciate is that sometimes even you don't know the story, you feel it. You see?
Also,
it's crazy because I didn't know why I love this What's Going On LP so much.
Right.
Even Marvin Gaye, I always respect his voice, so special.
Right.
But What's Going On was for me so special LP, and back I didn't even understand what he's talking about.
Right, exactly.
Curtis Mayfield the same. But
absolutely.
I was a fan of Bob Marley, and slowly I learned English.
Right.
Then I listened to the lyrics, and I'm somebody, you know, I want always to know about Black history, for example.
Absolutely.
I spoke before about the problem we had in the streets of in Paris back then, in the suburbs, the problem we had with the police,
right,
with the institution in school, or the misunderstanding when you meet some white people and they call you
Right.
nigger or whatever.
Absolutely.
Because they don't understand who you are, where you're from, and then you're asking you, somebody's telling you, go back where you're from, and you are like, okay, but I'm from here.
Right.
So all those things you are thinking, all those, your situation, the way you live, those people was living the same thing and trying to explain the same thing about it, about the situation, the social situation in the country. With Marvin Gaye, it was back then in Vietnam.
Absolutely.
Situation with Muhammad Ali.
Absolutely.
Wanted to go there, don't want it to go there. The situation that's, it's obvious that black people was abused,
right.
and forced to go there. It was even too much black people compared to European, white American people.
Right.
So it was something not right with the situation. Right. You know, and you feel you have something to say, but not just speaking about his last romance
right.
with a lady, or you don't want to speak about the party,
right.
or maybe his love situation issues.
Right.
You see, and this you felt that, and when I listened, Curtis Mayfield has felt, okay, I'm in the streets. The streets I know in a way because of Paris, you know. So I feel that. So he was talking about those social problems. Curtis Mayfield is also a lover.
Right.
So this is a part of life.
Right.
So you have these social issues, lover issues, and in this music I could really, I felt everything he was talking about, but I didn't know. And with the time I could listen to the lyrics, and now I'm like, you know, Give Me Love, for example.
Right.
It's a song on the LP. And how you make it beautiful. Love is a part of life.
Right.
Talking to a lady first. Okay, it's okay.
Right.
We are human being. I'm a man. I fall in love.
Right.
Time and again.
Right.
And it's always nice. But then second verse talking about social issue, how we human being, how we interact with each other.
Exactly.
See, and this is Curtis Mayfield. That is also the way I see life.
And it's beautiful, you know. And interestingly enough, like you said, the things that were talked about back in the day, as we say, but I'll even do this. Even before back in the day, back in the day.
Okay, where do you bring me?
So we're talking way back, way back. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
That some of the same issues that they were dealing with back then, 2020, my man, 2020, we're still dealing with the same things, asking for the same things, approaching it, maybe we're flipping the script a little bit, but apparently not enough, because as we flip the script, they also flip the script. And I mean, when I say they, I mean people in the position of power that don't want to relinquish their power, because they know if they do, or they don't know, they're in fear of, if they do, all of the dirt that they've done is going to come back and bite them. But what they don't understand, whether they believe it or not, that's going to happen anyway. That happens to everybody. Karma doesn't play.
I believe.
Karma doesn't play. Karma doesn't know you by name. Karma doesn't know me by name. And even if karma does know us by name, it doesn't say, okay, oh, it's Pascal. No, we're going to let him slide. No.
DJ Rocksteady, no. No, not DJ Rocksteady.
No. Oh man, he's too good of a DJ. No, we can't. No. Karma can't. No. Karma is collecting. How do they say? Taking names, and collecting. And say, okay, you might have forgot, but back in 1985, when you went in that store and you stole that piece of bubble gum. You got to pay for that.
It's really a good point, because, me, my mother is white and my father is black, so I'm mixed blood.
Okay.
And when I speak about black whites, people think it's like for black people, but actually for me it's like so much for black people, and I would even say even more for white people, from my white side, because as you said, if you do something wrong, it will come back to you.
Big time.
So make sure before it come back to you that you deal with it, and that you are honest about it.
I was exactly saying that to somebody just the other day. The person that I don't want to lose your train of thought,
I said it.
But the person, this is how we can rectify. Say you did some dirt in '85. The danger is that the dirt that you did, you sweep it under the rug.
Exactly.
And you keep moving as if you didn't do the dirt. You know, and there was the joke, I think was Eddie Murphy says there was so much dirt or something in the house that it turned into furniture. You know, you could sit on it. You know, so
kind of, yes.
So much dirt. You know, if you, okay, I did that dirt. I acknowledge I did that dirt. If you can at least approach it as if you want to clean it up, then you won't get hit as hard. You won't get the brunt. But if you try to pretend, as I say, you try to fake the funk, and you just like, oh, no. What you think happened? No, it didn't happen. No. Oh man, I don't want to be in that position. So yeah,
it would be hard. It would be hard, but first of all, you would have to slow the process. It's the quickest way to change is if you are honest. You put yourself in front of the mirror. It's okay. This is what I did, because nobody's perfect. So nobody's judging.
Right.
But you have to find a solution, and most of it for your own self. If I excuse myself when I'm doing something wrong,
right.
Actually, it's not for the person.
Right.
People they flip it. Sometimes they don't understand. If I go to you because I did some mistakes and I excuse myself, it don't bring you much in your life. You are just, because it's my karma, not you.
Exactly.
You know, so then you come, I excuse myself is more for me, because I want to evolve. So for European people, for white American people, for white supremacists, call it the way you want.
Right.
If they want to evolve, they should just bring the problem on the table.
Right.
If they don't want, it's okay, because as you said before, I believe that black people, like women,
right.
like most of people are discriminated in nowadays, they will get their thing, because this is the way life goes. Karma is for everybody. It takes time, but they will get their credit one day.
Absolutely.
But if you don't look your mistakes and you try to, as you said, put things under the work, then it will be hard for you, and it will slow your evolution process. It will slow the process.
1000%. And
That's
the thing
it.
is that, you know, just to understand, this is the world we live in. You know, we live in a world that doesn't discriminate. As Pretty Woman just said here, karma doesn't discriminate, which is absolutely true.
Karma.
Yeah.
At least karma don't do that.
It doesn't discriminate.
Doesn't
you know,
do that.
it's how can I say, it's you know, it doesn't discriminate in the sense that, which means that it doesn't keep names or numbers or addresses.
But it's a good one.
Oh, it's absolutely. She's right on time with that.
She's right.
She's right on time with that. You know, it doesn't. So this is why I always say, and like I said, I start with myself first. I always say, hey, you don't know what you do in life, how it's going to affect somebody else. You know, just by your walk, your demeanor, how you sit, how you stand, how you talk, how you dress even. People are watching all of these things. You know, it's no lie. Big Brother's watching. Big Sister's watching. You know, maybe there's some Martians up there watching. So depending on how your character is inward, that's going to show outward. And if you have a good character in the sense of like being all of the things that you portray to people, this is what I find, showing out to people has to come from yourself first. So if I respect myself, if I love myself, if I take care of my mind and my body, then these are attributes that I'm going to deliver to other people. But if I don't respect myself, and I don't take care of my mind or my body, and most definitely if I don't take care of me, which is the essence, you know, of who I am, I can't be helpful to anybody else. I'm only going to spew out things that are not going to be beneficial.
I spoke about that not long ago with a friend of mine. A lot of parents, sometimes even I don't have children, but I'm teaching. So this is something so important for me. When I have children, I know if really I want to give something to somebody, I need to find it myself first. It's like, because a lot of parents or other people are teaching, for example, they will say, okay, if you do that, do that, do that. They will say to the next generation, if you do this and this and this, then you will get there. But it's like they're speaking about a country or a land where they have never been.
Right.
If you're happy, if you've never been happy and you say to a child, okay, if you do that, you will be happy. How do you know? Because you are yourself not happy.
There you go.
So he's trying to tell you, if you want to go to Tokyo, you take straight, left, right, left, but I've never been there.
Right.
So maybe you will find a place, but maybe
right.
not. So as you said, and to come back maybe with Curtis Mayfield, you know, this honesty. If you love yourself, then you can love somebody.
Absolutely.
If you don't love yourself, forget it. It's something maybe look like love, but it's no love.
Done deal.
So if you love yourself, if you respect yourself, you can love somebody, you can respect somebody. And this is the reason why so much strange thing is going on right now, because I think we forget, we don't love ourselves enough.
Right.
And about this honesty, Curtis Mayfield was talking about that, how we can get in touch with people.
Right.
This is what I do as a DJ. I try to be as honest as I can.
Absolutely.
I don't come with the concept of my mind. I'm really playing music myself. I love myself. I find good. So, and if I'm authentic, if I'm honest with myself, then I give a chance. And those were the words of Curtis Mayfield to people to connect with me. But if I play a game and I try to play what is cool, what I think maybe you might like, then I go in the concept, maybe the chance that we connect is so small.
Absolutely.
It's like lottery. But if I'm honest with myself, if I play something authentic, real, then I give it choice. Most of people react in the way what you give them, they will give you
Absolutely,
back.
1000%. So we've come to the end. But before we go, I just want to give you a plug real quick. Where can they find you? Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, under
Pascal Rocksteady. So you can find me on Pascal Rocksteady. So on Facebook, Instagram. We have a sound system. We play a lot of African music, so Afrobeats.
Right.
We play in moods every month. Now we have a break because of COVID-19. You can find me in moods. We are playing also in hardware and a lot of projects also with.
And we're talking Switzerland. Don't forget this is global.
Okay, sure. In Zurich, you find me mainly in Zurich. I concentrate really in Zurich. So if you want to find me, it will be in Zurich. So Pascal Rocksteady on Instagram, Pascal Rocksteady on Facebook, and from there, then you will see what I'm doing. It's a lot about music, a lot about love, also realness, so mix things. I love to write, I love to play music, and all those things, I put them together.
And what a package it is. So, Pascal, I want to say it's been a pleasure. Cool, great conversation.
Thanks.
Great conversation, great wisdom, things of substance, things that are soul-issues.
Exactly, yes.
Which happens to be the name of my show. So, thanks again. So I would like to also thank all of you out there for participating once again in Soul-issues, the show that's about everything soul. So until next time, keep the love in the heart and spread it. Don't just have it all for yourself. Because like I said, it's not just about you. It's not just about me. It's about we. All right? So until next time, I'm the host with the most, Reggie Saunders. One love. Peace.